Welcome, everybody. This is Josh with the Comma Club, and the topic of the day is the Rule of 72. As you all know, the purpose of this group is to not only make money, definitely want to get that cash flow, but to save as much of it as you can. It is not enough just to save because once you do save, you're going to spend it on something. So we want to grow that money. One of the common terms here at the Comma Club, we believe that your money should work just as hard for you as you did for it. So, looking forward to bringing you the Rule of 72, letting you know what that's all about. But before we get into that, I would like to recommend a book that I'm currently reading right now. John Maxwell. If you know anything about John Maxwell, he writes epic books for leaders and business professionals. But this particular book is on how successful people lead, taking your influence to the next level. So I definitely recommend that book. And now let's get into the Rule of 72. All right, so the Rule of 72 was developed by Albert Einstein. It's also known as compound interest, and that is the addition of interest to the principal sum of a deposit. So basically, the Rule of 72 will tell you how long it takes for your money to double in an account. And the formula that we use for this is 72 divided by your interest rate, and that will tell you how long it will take for your money to double in that account. So, for example, let's say you're gaining 4% interest on your money. 72 divided by 4% will equal 18 years. So that means it's going to take 18 years for your money to double in that account. So if you got 6%, 72 divided by 6 equals 12. And if you got 9%, 72 divided by 9 equals 8 years. So as we see from this example, the higher the interest rate, the faster your money will grow in that account. So how does all of this tie into your money, right? All right, so let's say, for example, I gave you $1,000. And I told you with this $1,000, I want you to put it into an account and don't touch it. Just let it grow. So that's what you do. You find a financial professional such as myself, and we put it into an account that's gaining 5%, and we're not going to touch it. So after 10 years in an account that's gaining 5%, the 1,000 is now 1,600. Over 30 years, that same 1,000 is now $4,000. After 50 years, it has grown to $11,000. And after 70 years, the $1,000 that you put into this account and forgot about has grown to $30,000. Now, that's not bad. Let's see what happens when you get a higher interest rate. All right, so now you're starting to see the magic of compound interest. So this is the same $1,000. The only difference is you have a higher rate of return. So instead of 5%, we got 10% rate of return. But the money doesn't double. It does a lot more. So after 10 years, that same $1,000 has grown to 2,500. After 30 years, it's 17,000. After 50 years, it's 117,000. And after 70 years, that $1,000 earning 10% has grown to over $700,000. Wow. Now, let's put a little more percentage on there. And let's say you got 12% rate of return. So now you're really starting to see how quick this compound interest is, interest on top of interest. So at 12%, the $1,000 is earning after 10 years is a little over $3,000. After 30 years is 29,000. After 50 years is 289,000. And after 70 years in this account, you have $2.7 million. Now, I know this was developed by Albert Einstein, but I'm a fairly smart gentleman, I would like to believe. But I know that I would rather have $2.7 million over $30,000 any day. And to know that the only thing that separates the two is where you put your money, the knowledge to know what that interest rate will give you in return. So as we conclude on today's lesson, I have a homework assignment for you. And it's typically two questions that I ask my clients. The first question is, who do you bank with? Is it JP Morgan Chase, Fifth Third? Who do you bank with? US Bank, Bank of America? And they tell me. And then my follow-up question is, do you know the amount of interest that you're earning on your account? And that's the question that I propose here for you today. Who do you bank with? And do you know the interest rate that you're earning on your money? And if you don't, you need